Hello, everyone. Welcome. How are you today? I'm so grateful to connect with you. Welcome. Let me know where you're coming in from and how's everybody doing on this amazing Friday. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're headed into September. I just hung up with one of my mentors and I said, I'll see you in September if I don't talk to you between now and then. How crazy is that? Where did the summer go? Let me know where you're coming in from. I am so grateful to connect with you, and I have something hot on the docket today that I get to share with you. And thank you for showing up. I know your time is valuable, and I can't wait to take you on yet another healing journey. So for those of you that don't know me and that are joining me live today, welcome. I'm Dr. Holly Donahue, the root cause doctor. I'm a naturopathic doctor. I have been in this space for close to 20 decades, professionally and personally, for 40 plus years. It doesn't seem possible. And I am just grateful to walk with you on this vision of natural medicine and healing, and my big goal of healing chronic disease, right? One person, 10 people, 30 people, it becomes a ripple effect. And I'm just so grateful to be here to work with you. Today, I want to talk about the resilient reset. How do you get to really rewire your body so that you can handle what you want to handle without burning out? Because the truth is burnout isn't just in your head, it's really in your body, and your body begins to scream out. And if this is you, you're probably shaking your head like, I'm completely exhausted. And right now your body's probably saying, it's begging you to listen. Okay. So if this is you, drop pain in the, I don't love that word, but let's drop pain in the chat. So you wake up tired even after you have 8 hours of sleep. Honestly, I'll be honest, that was me last night. I thought I slept really well, and I woke up and it was 4:00, and I was like, oh wow, I don't feel rested today. So we all have those days. So if that's you, drop pain in the chat. Or your brain fog hits right when you need the clarity, like right before you need to make that decision. All of a sudden you feel like foggy, right? And you just are like, wow, where did that come from? Because I was feeling so clear, and yep, I'm ready to make that decision. And then it's like all of a sudden you can't make it. Or lastly, you're pushing through with like caffeine or starches or sugars and sheer willpower, but inside you feel like you're unraveling. So if those are any of you, drop me in the chat. I want to know. Yeah. Right? When we start to really speak to what's going on for us, we really connect to our heart, right? And if this is actually you, I see you right now. I really see you, and I feel the pain and the discomfort. And what I want you to know is it's not a weakness. It's really your body's nervous system that's crying out for you to take good care of it, to bring it back into homeostasis and balance. And you know what, my friends, there is a way for you to rebuild. So as high performers, goal-oriented individuals that are leading our life, we on a whole have been trained to push, to override, to really ignore those whispers until they really turn into screams. Your body's talking to you that it's time for you to care, take it, and really be there for it. So if this is your inner dialogue, this is how I always talk to patients, what is the inner dialogue that your body is saying to you? If I just had enough energy to get through this week, I'll be fine. I'll be fine on the other side. Or I can't seem to truly slow down because there are people that are depending on me, my children, my husband, my wife. Who is that for you? Or this crazy message that many of us tell ourselves is that rest is a weakness. And that the more that we hustle and show up, that makes us stronger. Here's the truth bomb right now. The body doesn't work that way, you guys. Burnout rewires your system for that cortisol survivor that I talk about, that survival, that push, that drive. And really what begins to happen is it steals your energy, your clarity, and joy. I don't know about you, but I want to live a joyous life. I don't want to be in that push and that drive anymore because it really hasn't worked for me and it didn't work for me. And so I had to find another way. And that's why I'm showing up and supporting you, because the nervous system reset is really important. So if we burn out and we stay on that high drive, that high push, the hypothalamus and the pituitary, which are in our brain, tell our adrenal axis, we need to survive. We're nervous system stuck and we're in survival. So the cortisol and the adrenal and the blood sugar really becomes all over the place. It becomes dysregulated. And the body stays in that fight or flight instead of being in that rest and digest and that peaceful, restorative, calming mode. So this is where my medicine, naturopathic medicine, the earth's medicine really shines, because we're not just treating the symptom. We're treating the individual and we're restoring the system based on where your body is burned out, based on where your nervous system is dysregulated. And then we start to work with you and figure out like herbs and supplements and nutrition and protein and healthy fats that get you on track, right? Say yes if you get this. Let me know if you're like on board. Right. So creating a customized blueprint and plan based on how your body functions is 100% key. Like you hear me say, you cannot follow somebody else's protocol. You cannot follow somebody else's supplement plan, herbal plan, because it worked for them doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. So when I look at the nervous system in dysregulation, I want to talk about some nervines, right? Those are relaxing nature's wisdom for nervous system support, right? So these are your allies for resilience. So there's specific herbs that I really love to use, which I want to share with you when my patients are feeling this burnout and that their body is in that survival mode. One of my favorite herbs is holy basil, also known as Tulsi basil. Think of it as this great big hug for your adrenals. It helps you calm your stress response, it brings your cortisol down, and it really restores emotional balance. I often use this in patients as well that want to get pregnant or in that drive and that push, and we help balance them. It is a great herb in New England to use. I'm sure you can use it in every area, but remember, this is my hub, right? So really think of it as like this calming response. It's like lowering that cortisol drive, and your emotions get to become more balanced, right? Another herb which I absolutely love, especially for females, like I think a skullcap for males, that male energy, and I think a passiflora for more of a woman's herb. It doesn't mean it has to be that way, right? We find different places, and what I love to do is I match the herb for the person in front of me, right? So when I think of passiflora, I think of it for that mind racing where your mind won't shut off, and it just quietly and gently and peacefully helps your body get into a calm state. It helps your body just slip into that peace. So again, that's passion flower, passiflora. The next herb is, I feel and sense that it's one of my strongest relaxant herbs. In fact, some patients that I give it to, it's valeriana officinalis. When I give it to some patients, they get so relaxed, especially at night when they sleep. they sometimes might have nightmares, right? Because they're able to just get into that deep, relaxing state. The other thing that I love that valerian does is it really relaxes your muscle tension, and it helps you get your nervous system to get into that grounded state, and really helps your body get into that release of restful calm. And so again, like, it's really, for me in my world, my most potent herb. So you can use any of these herbs. I'm going to keep going, but just keep in mind, you can mix these herbs, which I often do 100%. You can have them in tinctures or teas. They actually do come in supplements, so there's so many great ways to utilize these herbs. I've even seen a lot of these herbs are just so gentle on the body, So chamomile is a gentler herb. I use it actually a lot with children. I used it this week with a 3-year-old little girl who her nervous system was like on overdrive, and she was trying to keep up with the family. And the truth is her little body was exhausted. So I talked to the mom and dad, and we actually came up with a plan that they would all sit together at night, a couple hours before bed, and like have some tea, maybe light a candle, and just really talk about like what was really fun today, what was a struggle today, and of course a 2-year-old, it will help they're not really, but they're going to hear it, and it's going to rinse and repeat, and she'll begin to feel more relaxed before bed. Even though they always read her a bedtime story, which is fantastic, this will help. So it's not really a tea that I think about, but it is. It also relaxes that gut-brain connection, because as you hear me talk about it all the time, there's a huge connection there. It really eases anxiety, and it really helps just restore and get a peace with your gentle sleep. And like I said, I really love it for children. Ashwagandha is one of my most favorite herbs as well, like Tulsi basil. I guess I keep saying these are my favorites. So across the board, it is really the root of resilience. It helps lower your stress hormones. It supports your stamina. It helps you balance your hormones. And it really strengthens your body's ability to adapt. So I've dosed it at night, but I more frequently will dose it in the morning and like mid-afternoon, right? So ashwagandha is so fantastic, especially for females. It's really like one of those bright, brilliant herbs. So let me know I've got one more herb I want to discuss, but let me know in the chat if you've tried any of these, if they're working for you, if they help you get into that calming state. The last one that I want to talk about in these herbs of relaxation is licorice root, which is Glycyrrhiza glabra. And it is really used for, I think of it for patients who their adrenals are really burnt out. It can help you stabilize your cortisol. It can help reduce fatigue. It's a harmonizer. It can help balance your hormones and really feel steady instead of feeling like you're going to crash. The key with licorice root is you want to be conscientious. If you suffer from higher blood pressure, because there is studies out there that shows it can drive blood pressure up. So you want to be conscientious of that. So think about stacking these herbs together so that your nervous system can just finally like exhale, right? Just really be at peace. And that's really the power of natural medicine, and why personally I've been doing it for 40 plus years, but even professionally. And this is what drew me to this medicine. It's so medicinal and it's so great. And many of our drugs actually use natural medicine, and then synthetics come in and then they're tested from it. So those are my favorite. I just chose my favorite because I could probably keep going on and on and on about herbs, because I just love them so much and they're beautiful. And I look at them in nature, and, they're just so fun to be around and actually match them to the patient. The other piece, which is super important during a time of stressed out and trying to get your resilience back and trying to get your body back on track, is nutrition. And you hear me talk about this all the time. Food is information, and every bite you take, it either fuels your burnout or it really fuels you to be balanced, right? So when I think about like what does one need when they're in that burnout state, I think of really good quality protein and healthy fats. Why? Because these two macronutrients help you balance your blood sugar so that this reduces crashes so that you don't have crashes continuously throughout the day. And if you don't have crashes, guess what, my friends? It keeps your nervous system more balanced in homeostasis or more steady, however you want that to show up for you, right? So it just allows you to be like more in this state rather than up and down and up and down. When I think of carbohydrates, because they're really key, I think of more complex carbs instead of simple carbs, instead of simple sugars like fructose and those, right? Because what happens, those actually they're slow release carbs, and they give brain fuel without spiking your stress hormones, right? So complex carbs are like vegetables, all of your green vegetables, right? Like broccoli and spinach and Swiss chard and kale and pea pods, you name it, right? So I stay away from simple carbs and do limited, and I feed into complex carbs for patients. I also think of magnesium rich foods, which are like leafy greens and pumpkin seeds, for example. There's several others. Those are just examples because it's nature's relaxation. I like to call it as nature's chill pill, right? It really calms the nervous system and the muscles. And you guys, many of you are deficient in magnesium, and you need magnesium for just about every single cofactor in your body. And then lastly, this isn't going to surprise you, hydration. Dehydration, when you dehydrate and you're already under stress, the dehydration causes more stress, right? Whereas when you give your body that water, half of your body weight in ounces in water, as long as you don't have a specific condition like congestive heart failure and you're limited on your water, it helps you reset your adrenals, right? So it's so key, because if we get into a dehydrated state, that's another message like, oh, that brings on more stress for you. Guess what? This is the trap that I want you to think about that happens when you're burning the candles at both ends or you're just completely burnt out. Guess what you're reaching for? Like caffeine and sugary foods and even alcohol. Why is that stress food trap so important to be aware of? Because these actually hijack your nervous system and they keep you stuck in that burnout loop, right? So you want to lean into the healthier proteins and fats and complex carbs instead of the alcohols, the sugars, the starches, the caffeines. Like they're just going to give you like maybe an instant boost, but then you're going to drop again. And when you drop again, your body's going to go into that stress state. So I am teaching you right now and sharing with you resilient reset habits that are so important, right? So some habits above and beyond what we just talked about, like the herbs and the nutrition, these are simple practices that are free that you can do every single day that you can show up for yourself. So the first one I think about is 2 minutes of breath work. Really, that 2 minutes of deep breathing is going to calm your cortisol and calm your stress and allow your ego to feel safe and not be in that push and drive, right? So breath work is so important. The other one that is so important is getting into a balanced rhythm with sleep and rest. You guys, rest is not optional. It's really where your nervous system repairs itself. Your brain detoxes, your nervous system calms, and you get into that calm state. I think so many of us think like, well, not me anymore, but years ago, like, yeah, I only need 3 to 5 hours of, sleep and I can get all this done. Instead, how about if we focus on small, simple steps and 1 or 2 goals throughout the day that get us there, but we get it in more of a calming state. That's much better for your body, and it's so much more healing and forgiving. Movement, gentle walks, yoga, and strength. Like, move in a way that really nourishes you instead of drains you. Here's your emotional invitation that I have for you. Burnout, it's not your identity. It's not who you are. And it's simply a signal, like a call from your body to come back into balance. Does that make sense? Sorry, I have the fan on in the background, so you might be able to hear it. So hopefully it's not so super loud, but maybe it is, and I apologize. It's a little hot here today. So if you have loved what I've really talked about today, I have an amazing program. Let me drop it in the chat. I have an amazing program. And if it's for you, great. And if it's not, I get it. It's called Pocket Doc. I'm going to drop it in the chat. And I'm also going to run the banner across the stream for you. And I'm running a special on it this month. It's called Pocket Doc. And it's having your doctor in your pocket. And what do? I actually show up twice a month live on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twice a month. And I actually help you and support you and teach you. And many of the individuals that are part of this program right now will let me know what they want to work on. And so then I get up and I get to show up and I answer their questions. The other key piece that is 100% key, which really helps people, on Mondays, you get an audio from me. And that audio is in there, is attached to it, is a handout. And you have your own personal community. And that handout is something for you to truly think about and utilize during your healing journey. So what do? You print it out, and then it's like, it could be journal exercises, it could be healing treatments, you name it. And then on Friday, I do a closure for you. And there is like close to 300 lessons built in there right now that you can actually listen to. And then there's new ones coming out each week. And people are actually loving this journey because they have access to me. And through the month of August, we're coming to a close. I can't believe it. We've got like 9 days left coming into September. We're running it for $147 a month. Or if you do a paid in full, you get 2 months for free, and which is $1,147. And you can bring a couple friends along the journey with you, because in numbers, we heal better. And that's why I love these programs. I'm part of a couple communities, and it's life-changing, because when we want to change who we are and what we do, going out alone is super slow. It's kind of like a tugboat. It moves really slow. Whereas if we show up in communities and like myself is going to lead you, you move quicker, you heal. And you know what I was thinking about today? And I do think about this often, but I wanted to share again, is if somebody's sick, what is one dream that they have? They want to be well, right? They want to be well, and they want to have their health, and it's so important to them. That is the only dream you have when you're sick. And so you don't want to wait before you become well and get sicker and sicker. Health takes a journey. It takes time, and it's day to day to day. And I'm telling you, I'm constantly tweaking my health journey. I'm constantly making changes. I have a team of practitioners that support me. And that's why I joined groups and up level in areas that aren't my strength. So I'm here with my heart. If it's for you, amazing. I welcome you. I can't wait to see you in the lives and commenting in your own personal community and sharing wins with one another. And really getting into that time, like we're coming into a busy season now, because our time is changing. Maybe we're putting our kids back in school and we're closing up lake houses and camps and things, and our schedule is going to change again. And we're coming into September and October. And guess what? These are the months where sugar starts to creep in from October into January. So if you truly want support now through the end of the year, I am here for you. And I would love 100% to support you. So join pocketdoc.com. Again, we're running a special right now, $147 a month. You can do a paid in full, get 2 months for free, and bring some friends along so that we can all heal together. So taking you through this resilience journey has been amazing to me. And I hope that with some of the seeds that I dropped today, they'll, grow on you, and that maybe you've been whispering to yourself that something has to change in the way you're showing up in life. And this is your sign, and that's why you're listening to this. This is your reset. Your body is craving for you to rebuild it. And guess what, friends? Your nervous system, it's ready to be reset. It doesn't want to keep in the pushing and that go mode. And you deserve to feel like you're vibrant, clear, and alive again without truly burning out. If that's you in the chat, drop me. Okay? If you want to join me, I'm here to take you through the rest of the year into next year. Join pocketdoc.com. I cannot wait to see you. I will be coming back in September. Next week, we are off of lives, and I'll be back in September. Go gently. Have a beautiful Labor Day, and really start taking care of your heart and slowing down. And if you're in Pocket Doc or you want to join, I'm here for you. I can't wait to take you on the healing journey. And be gentle with yourself. Love yourself. I am sending you so many prayers and blessings on this beautiful Friday. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.